Imagine walking down the street and hearing the screams of a young woman coming from an alley. You turn the corner and find her kneeling over the lifeless body of a young male. You hand her your cell phone, telling her to call 911 and to get an AED. You turn the victim over and realize that he's not breathing. You rip his shirt open. As your first aid and CPR instincts kick in, you start doing chest compressions and rescue breathing. A few moments later, a police officer that was in the vicinity turns the corner and arrives. He gets his AED and Narcan administration pouch out of the trunk of his car, and as he's approaching you, he notices fresh track marks on the arms of the young male. He takes out his Narcan administration kit, puts together the drug with the device to deliver it, administers one dose of 2 milligrams of Narcan up the nose of the young individual while you continue to do CPR and chest compressions. A few moments later, he starts to breathe on his own and he wakes up. The officer had just completed his Narcan training, immediately assessed the situation, and saved the life of this young individual who made a terrible mistake that day. EMS arrives approximately 10 minutes later. 10 minutes, an eternity, that could prove fatal in such a situation. Hello, I'm Matt McKnight. I'm a paramedic and a firefighter of 20 plus years in my community, and I've seen many of the same types of situations. Sometimes I've made it there on time with the life-saving drug Narcan. Sometimes I have not. Regardless of the background of each of these victims, they have a right to live, and we have an obligation to make this life-saving drug available to police and fire in our communities. Today I'm going to show the reality of the increasing heroin epidemic and the ability of first responders have in making the difference between life or death. Heroin is becoming an increasingly popular among young Americans. Per the CDC, heroin use has more than doubled among young Americans aged 18 to 25 in the past decade. The DEA states in 2014 over 10,000 Americans died from heroin-related overdoses, more than triple the number in 2010. Why has heroin become such an epidemic? It's affordable and it's addictive, according to the DEA. In 1981, the average price per gram of pure heroin was $3,000 a gram. By 1999, the price has decreased to $622 and continues to decrease today. The effects of heroin can be addictive and deadly. The CDC states that heroin has increased among all populations, men, women, highest percentage in women. Most age groups with the highest increase in ages between 18 and 25, and all income levels, privately insured and highest income levels have been the most. With private funding available throughout the United States, training, distribution of this life-saving medication, Narcan, can make the difference if administered in a timely fashion. Equipping our first responders to treat this disease is generally inexpensive and mostly privately funded. While the cost of Narcan has almost doubled in the past 5 years, the price is still affordable at approximately $40 a dose. The Baltimore Sun newspaper reports that the Baltimore area's school systems are stocking their health suites with Narcan and training their nurses how to administer the drug. Training is generally free for first responders. A life saved and a chance to change is priceless. After hearing this information, we should support the wide-scale reach of education, training, and education of Narcan to our first responders so they can have the tools to make the difference. The speech was not about the drug addiction or how the victim fell to the fate of heroin. Rather, it was about equipping those that respond to these crises with the knowledge and the know-how to give the victim the chance to live another day and hopefully learn from their mistakes. I'm not advocating for this unprecedented use of narcotics. I'm advocating for the ability to give those that have sworn their lives to serve and protect the ability to make a difference in the life of a person, a family member, a friend, a mother, a father, and somebody's child. Yourselves, somebody you know. Advocate for the education, training, and distribution of Narcan to our first responders. I implore you, contact your local government, city, state, school district, local municipalities. Ask them to find the funding to equip our first responders with the ability to save a life. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you'll take action.